The Sacred Seven Academy is just about to launch its second term, and so enrollments are now open if you'd like to join us. In order for you to make up your mind, you might like to just briefly meet the teachers, and that's what this video is all about. And we're going to talk just very quickly about what it is we're delivering next term. The basis of my work in the Sacred Seven Academy really comes down to Sufism's seven planes of consciousness. There's no real agreed spiritual philosophy in Sufism. It's not like a Bible exists or anything like that, but stories and songs and poems and ways of being and conversations and these kind of subtle things all add up together to make the body of knowledge for Sufism. And the seven planes of consciousness is that for me. And we start with the earth plane and then the astral plane, the plane of love, harmony, and beauty, heroic plane, then the plane of splendor, the immaculate state, and unity. These are the seven planes. It's difficult to understand quickly. You've got to study it on retreat. So I developed the seven-word system to label the states of consciousness. So no relates to the earth plane, hello to the astral plane, and so on. So we've got a much more workable vernacular system, the seven words system. And it's a very effective tool. The number seven is important to me and always has been. Partly I've been born on the 7th of May, that helps. But I've just been fascinated by the number, and it speaks to me of a realm, a non-physical realm of being, the realm of magic and mysticism, elves and unicorns and centaurs and these kind of classic archetypal images that conjure up states of being which are non-ordinary. And I'm fascinated by it. I think it's very helpful as well. It shapes the mind in a certain way that helps us unlock the mysteries, reveal that which is hidden beneath the veil of physical reality. The reason it's effective is because one of the most difficult things to avoid in planning or understanding is when we make errors of omission. If something's wrong, we can see it's wrong, we can feel it's wrong, the body responds, that's wrong. But if there's nothing there to check against, then that's a very much more difficult process to go through. So the seven-word system says you need these seven things. Whatever it is, relationship, project management, study of Sufism, there are seven things that you've got to do. And here they are. Are you doing them? And you can say, yep, yep, no, yep, no. You can just check out very quickly whether or not you think you're doing okay. And that gives you a pinpoint accuracy of what you need to look at next. So there are seven things going on in your mind at any one time when you train in this system. You train your mind to look for sevenness in everything. Everything I do is structured in terms of seven aspects of it. And I'm always missing something until I do this. And when I do all seven, things work. It just happens that way. It's a very workable model of reality, the number seven. That's why we use it for weekdays and even to determine the colors in a rainbow, neither of which need to be that number.
Approach to tarot sees the Fool, card 0, as the protagonist and the central agent of the major arcana. So he ventures through the challenges, the transformations, and the revelations of the 21 mysteries with innocence, curiosity, and spontaneity of the soul. And in turn, these 21 archetypes then impress upon this very pure, innocent being of light a unique human experience. So we see ourselves reflected in that process in a very personal way. And my interpretations are also informed by the seven planes of consciousness taken from Sufism. So this is the mystical path of the Middle East. And astrology's Holy Trinity, in which Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto come together to form a higher consciousness. So, this unique perspective really allows us to understand the cards' meanings and their higher wisdom in much greater depth. And above all, I think it reminds us that the key to all of our interpretations, and indeed life's pursuit, is the joy of self revelation. Tarot is a very powerful tool to self perfect for any spiritual seeker, because by identifying its archetypes in any given situation, we are immediately reminded of that situation's higher wisdom. So when we tune into that, we learn to govern and manage ourselves in the presence of instincts or rash responses. And tarot also helps us to understand and really track the greater symbolic cycles of our lives. It contextualizes the ups and downs that we all experience as part of our personal journey of self-development, and it gives us confidence and wisdom to deal with whatever arises in any moment. So it grounds us in the knowledge that we are always aligned with our purpose. So using a practical example, let's say you're struggling to assert yourself at work, or you face issues embodying authority. I think in that case, an in-depth, very engaged study of the Emperor card will teach you that the essence of power is inner sovereignty. So by tuning into this teaching and absorbing it on a somatic level, you really learn to govern yourself inwardly first by developing structure, discipline, strength, and eventually personal sovereignty. So you're awakening the Emperor's very assertive archetype, and that will then reflect in your outer circumstances, in the situations you attract. So you become someone that people respect, which is what you were looking for all along. Together, we will approach the Major Arcana cards as much more than just visual images. We will see, really see, and claim them as the symbols, the metaphors, and the archetypes that they are, living archetypes that speak the language of our hearts and extend beyond the understanding of the rational mind. So by the end of the course, you'll master the art of interpreting tarot cards through mixing intuition, wisdom, and knowledge, and you'll enhance your understanding of astrological symbolism, Sufism, Magick, and really see how these trickle into your life's greater circumstances, because synchronicities will start to appear and you will begin to notice them more. So that will strengthen your faith as well. So you'll walk away with a much deeper connection to your intuition and a stronger sense of identity and agency in managing life's trials, because you will have engaged in very subtle, critical self-analysis and clarify what it is you truly desire, but also what you're designed for and how you can take intention and aligned action on that. So you'll be put on a new trajectory of being.
Have you ever wondered who you were, really, beyond the titles, the roles, the routines? There is a richness to your identity waiting to be discovered. Because your story is woven with many threads. Yet how often do we allow culture to write that story for us, or overpower it with its own? What if you can reclaim your stories, explore all the layers of yourself, harmonize them, and navigate life with a sense of confidence and a deeper connection, a deeper relatedness to the world around you? So in my studies of eco-psychology, I've come to understand that we are not isolated individuals. We are part of a larger we. As an organism made up of countless organisms working together to make our existence possible, our identity is co-created. We didn't make ourselves. The Elven Star of the Sun reflects this truth. It offers a way to see your identity as a kaleidoscope of identities. Through this course, we will explore the seven dimensions of your being. There are expressions shaped by your experiences and relationships. It's about honoring all that you are and discovering that your identity isn't singular. It is collective, ever evolving, and it is alive. So the seven expressions that are part of your Elven Star of the Sun can be looked at different situations or stations in your lifetime that put to the test who you declare to be. Each situation requires a level of leadership. And while it is noble to just declare who you are in those spaces, it is only when others witness or feel your leadership in action that who you declare yourself to be is respected and honored. It is through their experience of you that your truth is proven. So this course will help you align with the many threads of who you are so that you can act decisively and authentically in any given situation or place. The Elven Star of the Sun helps you remember your core essence while embracing the metamorphosis that life demands. So you will learn to become some kind of the conductor of your orchestra. You will align, harmonize the energies within you, and you will leave with tools to author your stories as you are more than one and navigate life's turbulence with a sense of rootedness beyond the singular you, no matter what comes.
The philosophy of my work is rooted in the belief that true healing comes from integrating the mind, body, and the emotions together. And although this is not a new concept, and many people have worked on this, I do feel that even today we still face a lot of mental confusion by trying to solve a physical problem, and we do this by suppressing our emotional response. For example, you could have been experiencing back pain, and although it's a physical, you may not be aware that it could have been triggered by a recent emotional stress or trauma in your life. Now, when we're stressed, our bodies go into a fight or flight response, and our nervous system becomes highly sensitized, often heightening the experience of pain. However, in this work, what we're exploring also is that suppressed emotions, such as anger, whether they're rooted in childhood or later on in life, how this creates resistance in the body and it creates friction, and this can manifest as an internal heat. And if we lack the awareness of our physical and emotional states, this process can influence our thinking, distort our perceptions, ultimately manifest as physical pain or symptoms. This perspective shifts from a spiritual point of view. We begin to realize that through this work, that the world is not happening to me. The world is happening through me. This is the importance of taking responsibility for how we manage our lives and our emotional and physical health. This work is about cultivating awareness and understanding these dynamics and actively participating in your own healing. My work approaches healing using physical awareness as a gateway to achieving better mental clarity and recognizing where the emotional blocks sit in your body. And it involves identifying areas where we lack the awareness of the connection between our thoughts, our emotions, and our bodies. And through practices I've been drawing on throughout my experiences as a physical therapist, when I've used bioenergetics, and I've use tools such as breath work or dynamic movements and postures, my work aims to fostering better balance and overall better health. So in this course, you can expect to try out some of these practices according to your specific needs. And if we use my previous example of low back pain, it could be that these symptoms may have been contributed by your difficulties in life in creating a clear boundary, for example, at work or with family. And this may mean that you feel imposed upon, that you need to improve your no. And this is in accordance to the 7-word system. Now, this would be backed up by the corresponding chakra. So in this case, no, the corresponding chakra would be the root chakra. And from there, we'd be performing physical grounding exercises to help process these symptoms.